Okay, so we're continuing on the rising sign. So your first house is going to be your rising sign or your ascendant. Now the rising signs change every 2 hours, so that's why it can be really difficult to figure out which one you are. If you know time of day, you can look up, like if you know it was like in the morning or it was definitely afternoon time. You can look that up and get a little bit better of an idea. But most all the other planets and placements you can get even if you don't have your rising sign. So how do you know what your rising sign is? There's lots of apps you can use. You can go to astro.com. That's the one I use to look up a lot of horoscopes when I'm on my computer. If you're on your phone though, I love Time Passages app and also Chani app from Chani Nicholas, who is a pretty noteworthy astrologer. Okay, so this is what my wheel looks like in the Time Passages app. I'm not showing the whole thing just cause. So you can see here, my first house is Cancer. My second house is Leo. My moon is at 11 degrees. And then my ascendant, which is that circle with the line through it, is at 22 degrees in Cancer. So that's my ascendant. So that's the moment that I was born. That's what time it was, essentially. If you're really not into the wheel, because that's a lot of like symbols and math and it's very confusing, I think at first, you can also go to the list. So you see down at the bottom, there's chart, planets, aspects. If you click on planets, you can see every placement. So it's going to tell you what your placements are. You see the ascendant there is in Cancer. People often use the words ascendant and rising interchangeably, so that's how you're going to know what your rising sign is. So when we're talking about planetary transits, like Cancer season, we had all these things going through my first house, and then they would be aspecting my moon sign and my rising. The reason this is important is because when planets are moving through a sign, it's going to be impacting that aspect of your life. So when there was all the Cancer stuff going on, what it was aspecting was myself, my person, a lot of those first house qualities, but it also impacted my emotional and my inner world because my moon is there. So for houses that don't have any planets in them, they're called empty houses. Now that means that you're still going to have a transit going through there, but it's not impacting anything natally for you. It is important though to know what house planets are traveling through, and then you can check based on your rising sign what it's going to be impacting for you. I hope this was helpful. Bye y'all.